I'm at Aston Martin Reading, where I've been granted an exclusive first look at Aston's latest model. A car that's a big deal. A car that's hiding under this black cover. I don't think it's any exaggeration to say what's underneath here is perhaps the most important car Aston Martin has launched in the last 50 years. The new DB11, absolutely stunning, isn't it? The DB11 replaces the DB9 in the Aston Martin range. They've jumped a number partly because James Bond had the DB10, and partly because this represents such a big jump over the DB9, they thought it warranted missing a number. Under the bonnet, we've got an all-new 5.2 litre V12 engine with 2 turbos, turbocharged because of emissions regulations really. Produces 600 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque, and it pushes the car along to 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds and 200 miles an hour. Best of all though, you can have it with a manual gearbox. The design language in the DB11 styling is completely new, and it really is absolutely stunning. Very much an Aston Martin, but very different to what's gone before. This sort of style is going to be rolled out across all the other Aston Martins in the range over the next few years. May well be the best looking range of cars on the market. There are some truly ingenious little details on the DB11. You'll notice, for a 200 mile an hour car, no spoiler, but what it actually has is what Aston Martin calls a virtual spoiler. What it is, there's this little grate just in the boot lid, and what happens is there's these air intakes on the side, and air gets funneled down through these, through the boot lid, and directs a jet of air out of that little grate, and it creates the same effect as a spoiler, putting that sort of block for the airflow over the top of the car to create downforce without actually having an ugly spoiler messing up the lines. The DB11 really is all new. Even the structure under it is brand new. The chassis, it's the same sort of bonded and aluminium frame that's underpinned the old cars, but it's a completely new version of it. And like the old chassis, it will eventually underpin every other car in the Aston Martin range. There are a bewildering array of colour and trim combinations available for the DB11, so Aston asked some top designers to put together these selections, themed around the kind of lifestyle a typical buyer might have. This interior is a deeply, deeply special place, and it's much better than the old DB9, mostly because you can actually see what all the buttons do. It really is as you'd expect of an Aston Martin in here. Top quality materials, beautifully put together. It really is the kind of craftsmanship you can only get in Britain. So that's a very quick look around the new DB11. It really is a very special thing, and is sort of the first in a complete and utter revamp of the Aston Martin range. By 2020, the current Vantage, Vanquish and Rapide will have been replaced, and Aston Martin will launch the new DBX crossover. The DB11 will hit the road later this year, priced from about £160,000. If you want one, better get in quick, because interest in it is already huge. There's going to be a big waiting list for it. Personally, I think it's really worth the wait and the money. It's really very special.